I'm about to give you the dating technique that when I first started to implement it and I realized it worked, because I do a lot of testing, or at least I did a lot of testing years ago when I was trying to master all this stuff, made probably, yeah, I would say this, probably the biggest positive impact on my dating results out of every other thing I've ever tried in my life. And I'm not kidding. And it's something that some of you who already know my material well know much about, because I've talked about this before. Those of you who are more new to my material have asked a lot of questions about this, and I'm going to talk about this now. This is something that you do, or should I say you don't do, on a first date. I am Caleb Jones, and this is Alpha Male 2.0, freedom-focused lifestyle design for men. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. We do 5 videos a week here on how to make both your business life and your woman life more free, because you need both. By the way, we are doing an online drawing course giveaway right now. This is my online course on how you can design your own location independent business. It normally retails for about $1,400, and you might be able to get it for free. All you need to do is be a subscriber here at YouTube, like this video, and leave a comment on this video, and I will announce the winner of the drawing every 2 weeks at the community feed here at this YouTube channel. Okay, so years ago, from 2007 to about 2009, and if you know my history, my background, you already know this, I spent a lot of time going on a lot of first dates, a lot of second dates, a lot of third dates, a hell of a lot. I've devoted my whole life to this back then, in that 2.5 year period of time, to master the art of getting to sex with a woman as quickly as possible, with the minimum amount of time and minimum amount of money spent, without having to stay up late into the evening. Those are the parameters that I used. Because back then I was, in my mid-30s, and I wasn't going to go to a club or go to a bar and stay out till 2 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday night. I have work to do that was not compatible with my lifestyle. So I tried a lot of different things. Some things worked. Some things did not work. Some things worked very well, and this is something that worked very well. Now, what I used to do before I figured this out was I was deep into the pickup artist community back then. And a lot of things, as I've talked about in prior videos, worked. They worked very well. So a lot of things the PUAs taught me worked very well, and I replicated these things and they worked. Some of the things they taught did not work at all. Some of the things they taught worked, but just for guys doing things like night game. So PUA back then was very night game heavy, and one of the big messages in PUA for those of you who don't are pickup artists, one of the big messages back then in PUA was make out. Get the make out with her, kiss her, get the makeouts. Way back when, back in the days of Mystery and Style, Mystery would go around and say, what is mastery? Mastery is opening 4 sets and getting 4 makeouts. And I'm sitting there going, what about getting laid? What about having sex? I don't want to make out with chicks. I want to have sex. The fuck are you talking about? So I was focused on sex, not makeouts. Not dancing, not, dick pics, or trying to get women to send you nude pictures of them and all these other things guys focus on. No, I was focused on sex. And what I discovered was, when I followed their advice of get the makeout, my results were worse. And so I went through a period of time where I went on, I believe the number is 29 or 28 first dates. I tracked all this in spreadsheets. I still have the spreadsheets from back then. I think it was 29 first dates. 29 first dates in a row where I kissed every woman on that first date. And I'm pretty confident it was kind of a maniac. And even if it ranged from just a peck kiss to a makeout, but whatever it is, I did it. My results in terms of the number of women I actually had sex with went down. They got worse. I didn't understand it. I was doing everything else right. I'm like, this is really weird. I'm doing what these guys are telling me. I'm going for the makeout and I'm making out with girls, and the girls wanted to, and I was able to pull that off. But I wasn't getting laid. So then I thought, what if I do something else? What if I do everything else in the first date correctly? I do sex talk, I do sexual vibing, I'm very calm, I'm very confident, very outcome independent, sexual vibe, and even kino, touch her hands, touch her shoulders, things like that. What if I do all that, but I don't kiss her? I don't kiss her. And I wait until the second date to kiss her. So my model, the Black Dragon dating model, is a 1-hour first date that is very cheap, just 1 hour. You talk, there's a certain sequence to it. You can go to gettosexfast.com to get that book if you want to learn the exact procedure and how to handle that first and second date. I talk about this technique in there as well. And then at the end of the first date, you leave, you schedule a second date as soon as you can. You have the second date as soon as you can, ideally at your place, and then you have sex. That's the model. Under that model, when I stopped kissing women on the first date, my results not only went up, they went way up. I was shocked. I don't remember the exact numbers, but I went from having a really rough time to all of a sudden getting a lot of sex from a lot of women relatively easily when I didn't kiss on the first date. When I was still sexual on the first date in terms of a sexual vibe, but I didn't kiss. And the reason this works is because you're ramping up the sexual attraction, you're ramping up sexual tension, and then you're leaving her without kissing, and you're leaving that sexual tension high. What I think happens, the reason this works, is when you ramp up sexual tension with a girl on a first date, a girl or a woman, whatever term you're comfortable with, when you ramp up that tension and then you make out with her, especially at the end of the date, you kill the tension because you made out with her. So when you leave, the tension is now less. Not cool. You want that tension to be sky high. You want her to be dying to see you again, to look forward to seeing you again, right? That's the whole point of this model. Now, if you follow a one-date model, you guys who try to get laid on the first date, that's fine. That is not my model. I don't like to do that. It takes too much time and effort. I know that I can do a 1 hour first date and a 1 or 2 or 3 hour second date and get to sex. Whereas if you go after sex every first date, you're looking at a 3, 4, 5 hour first date. I'd rather not do that. But if you guys want to do that, that's fine. Do what works for you. But if you're following the model of 1 hour first date, no sex, no kissing, and the second date, getting to sex as quickly as possible on that second date, don't kiss women on first dates. Do everything else correctly. Don't act like a beta and just talk about your cat for an hour. That's not going to work either. So when I say don't kiss on the first date, I'm not saying don't be sexual. Be very sexual. Talk about sex. Have a sexual vibe. Kino, all that stuff. Outcome independence. Everything else I talk about. Do all that stuff on the first date, but don't kiss her. Give her a hug. Say, you're really cool. I got to go, and get the hell out of there. And leave her wondering. Leave her when the sexual tension is high. Leave her where she doesn't quite know if you like her or not. You want a woman thinking, does he like me? He didn't try to kiss me. Is there something wrong with my face? I better check my face. That's what you want. You don't want a woman leaving a first date going, oh yeah, he likes me. What is her attraction for you like? Down. Make sense? So all you got to do, if you're in the habit of kissing women on first dates, because you're a guy who likes making out, wait till the second date. On the second date, you can do whatever you want. Obviously, as long as it's consensual. I got to throw that in there. Obviously, everything you do must be mutually consensual, of course. But do that on the second date, not the first date. If you start doing this, and I've talked to many men who just made this one change and noticed an immediate increase in results just like I did. So I know it's not just me. Talk to a lot of guys like this. Matter of fact, some of you are in my audience right now. Some of you are watching this video. Some of you are nodding your head and say, yep. It works. Don't kiss on the first date, but then kiss and go to sex as quickly as you can, mutually consensual, of course, on the second date. Cool? Cool. If you need more help with dating skills on the first date, second date, third date, managing those relationships, all that stuff, you can go to joinsmic.com. We talk about that topic a lot there. That is my audio training and mentorship program. It's a monthly program. Or in the meantime, you can click here for information on why women leave men, or you can click here for the types of qualifications you want your women to have for certain types of Alpha 2.0 relationships. Have fun. See you soon. Bye.